about Sphere and building business through our Sphere. I don't think Lucas is on anymore, but hey, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
But let's say Lucas was on, right? He's across the country, but I'm still in touch with him because we knew each other from senior year of high school when I was, 16, 17 years old, right? So what if Lucas wanted to move from where he is on the East Coast to Arizona? Like, he knows what I do, right? I would hope that Lucas would reach out and say, hey, I see you're in the real estate industry. I see you work with mortgages. Who should I talk to come to Arizona? Right? So when, it's like when people first get into the industry, it's so, and any industry even, I'm saying the industry because we're, in the mortgage lending real estate industry. But before this, I worked in insurance and investments, right? So any industry where somebody needs to go get licensed, sell themselves and their services, but indirectly selling a product. Like, really, we're selling mortgages, right? Like, your product, in a sense, I mean, definitely is mortgages. But in another sense, your product is you, right? Because you can sell a mortgage and another loan originator that might be down the street from you can sell the exact same mortgage, right? Why would somebody go to you to buy that mortgage instead of the other person? Because your product, bigger than the mortgage, in my opinion, is you. You're selling yourself, right? And so we all know the age-old saying of remind Lucas it's way too cold and wet in the East Coast. That's funny, Robert. You're right. That's why I'm here in Arizona.
Sure.
Right? I forget what state he's in. I think one of the southern states, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so the reality is the age-old saying of people do business with people they know, like, and trust. That is never going to go away. That is always going to be the case. And it's so much easier. Hi, David. It's so much easier for people to want to get business from people they don't know. And sometimes you might think, oh, that's harder because I have to establish trust. I have to get them to like me. Like, wouldn't that be harder? And yes, it is harder to get that business and earn that trust and convert that business. But at the same time, it's easier because it's less of a risk, right? Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
So we take the easy road that's not a risk. So it's harder to convert the business, but it's easier on us emotionally and psychologically to work with a stranger, right?
Yeah.
So I see it time and time again. People get licensed, and honestly, like when I first got licensed for insurance, I got licensed for insurance on life and health insurance before I ever got licensed for investments. And I did the same thing. I didn't want to talk to my friends and my family. I wasn't confident. I lacked massive confidence. I was afraid of what my family's going to think of me. I'm in sales. What do they think of salespeople, right? All those things came up in my head. And the reality is, once I gained the confidence to start talking to my friends and family, the business came so much easier, right? So the business is so much easier to convert when it's your friends and family. But I was worried about what are they going to think about me? What are they going to think I'm just another salesperson? They're going to think I just want their money or their business, and I'm not talking to them because of our friendship or our relationship, right? And I had it first explained to me in terms of like car dealers. This to me made so much sense. Most people, like, what do you think most people's belief is on a used car sale? Like, do used car salesmen have good reputations?
No. In most cases, no.
Right?
They just want to stick you in something and make a commission.
Exactly. As an industry as a whole, a used car salesman has a bad rap, right? So
they do, I think.
Yeah. If I today go buy a car and I did not want a new car. Like I wanted a used car instead of a new car. Would I feel comfortable driving to a used car dealership, walking in and trusting the first person that bombards my car? And I say bombards because that's what they do, right? You drive into a car dealer and they all come chasing to the car.
Yeah, they do.
Right? I'm going to put my guard up and I'm going to be, probably thinking, are you trying to take advantage of me? Now, what if I knew somebody who sold used cars? Do you think I would rather go to a car dealership and deal with a stranger, or would I rather? Hi, Dee. Our topic is about building and growing your business, and we're talking right now about the difference of building business through your sphere, people you already know that already like and trust you, versus going out to strangers. And most people, when they get in a service-related industry, they want to go to the strangers first. So we're talking about, it's really easier to convert business, but it's harder to go to the people you know emotionally, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm buying a car, and I know someone in the industry. Do you think I'd rather go to someone I trust that's in the industry and say, treat me right, like I know you know me, I already trust you, and I'm not going to be worried about them taking advantage of me? Or would I rather go and drive up and have a stranger come at me and try to just sell?
Well, I would rather go to somebody that I know, like, and trust.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I don't know somebody, and here's the other thing, it's like, if I don't know somebody that's in that field that I need, like, let's say a vehicle, like, I don't know anybody that's, in the, let's just say I don't. But I'm going to go to somebody that I trust that has great ties to people in that industry. So maybe it's not like somebody I know, but through somebody else that I know is I'm going to get to that person that that referral is going to take care of it. So
right, like you're going to ask people, okay, I need a car, I want to get a used car. Who do you know that sells used cars that I can trust? Right. So now imagine if you didn't ask, or you asked and people told you no, and you maybe asked 2 or 3 people and they said, no, I don't know anyone. And you stopped asking and you thought, okay, I'll just go to the car dealership. You go to the car dealership, you deal with your typical like rap of a used car dealer, right? And no offense if anyone's watching this that is a used car dealer, I hope you don't take offense. And maybe you don't have the best experience. And a week later, you find out that somebody you knew actually sold used cars, or somebody you knew had a brother, sister, best friend, mother who sold used cars. You just didn't ask enough people to get that referral. Would you be excited that you went with the stranger, or would you be like, I wish I would have known you did this?
Yeah, no, I definitely I would have wished that I would have known.
Okay,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage anybody who's watching this that's in a sales related industry where you're selling your services to think of it that way. If you want to know somebody in the industry that you know you're going to trust, that you know you can like trust to handle your business, and you don't want to work with a stranger, your people don't either. So now flip the switch. Put your shoes back in. You're in your industry, and your friend, your family member didn't know you do what you do, and they went with somebody else, and they didn't get the best experience. And you found out after, and they're saying to you, I wish I would have known that you did this. I wish I would have known that you sold the cars, or that you sold mortgages, or that you sold homes, or that you sold insurance. Now, how are you going to feel knowing you could have saved them from a bad transaction if you would have just opened your mouth and talked to them about what you do?
I would feel like crap.
Right? A little bit of a
like,
different
dang
perspective.
It. Like, and what a missed opportunity to help people that I care about. And, sometimes, and, I've thought this in the past too, because I worked for a very large company in the mortgage business, and there was no and like identity for me within that company. So I had to come out and create my own identity. And sometimes I've heard this too, and I thought this too when I first got into this side of the business and creating relationships, because that's why I chose to do this, is to create relationships that were long-standing.
Yeah.
Because everything else was just transactional. So I thought that people saw me on Facebook and or maybe Instagram, or they saw that, oh, Josh does mortgages. Well, that's not the case. Maybe they're never on. Maybe the algorithm prevents you from being in front of them on their feed. Don't, and that's the easy way out. Like, the easy way is just to go use somebody that you don't know sometime. So yeah, all the way around.
Right. And I have to say, I think human nature, most people take the easy way out. Like, as humans by nature, we're kind of lazy, right? So even though converting business with people you already know that already like and trust you is easier, but it's harder emotionally, we want to do what's easy on us emotionally. So we think putting up a post on Facebook is going to work and people are going to come, but it's easy emotionally, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think dating apps came out? It's so much easier to text someone from a dating app or email someone than actually go out in public and meet someone, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's why dating apps became popular, because using social media and technology can be wonderful in building relationships, and it can be the biggest crutch at the same time. Like,
agreed.
You can use social media as the easy way out. You could use text messaging as the easy way out. But think about super highly successful people you know. I don't care if it's business, athletics, like any other, however you define success. Did anybody truly get to a high level of success, no matter what your definition of success is, by taking the easy way out? And I'm talking also not just easy way in like things came easy, but the easy way emotionally. I guarantee you, if you talk to anybody who's been at a high level of success, they took super big emotional risks. Right? Sterling! I just saw Sterling's little face. Thank you for clicking like, but I didn't see you come up on saying that you're watching. So now I know you're watching because I saw your little like. Sterling and I bump into each other at Costco often. I decided the other day that's our place.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So who gets to a high level of success taking the easy way out? And so it might be harder to talk to your sphere emotionally because you're taking an emotional risk of rejection, right? However, if you think of it with the car sales deal, right? Like, the reality is, get yourself out of the way and put it in a perspective of you're helping them. You're saving them, right? You're saving them from a potentially really bad experience with somebody who's not going to care about them the way you care about them. So if you can, like anybody watching this, if you change your mindset in the way of putting yourself and your true, like sometimes people will say, oh, I got in the real estate industry because I want to help people. But like sometimes it's just, again, it's the easy thing to say. So what do you really mean by you want to help people? In what ways as a realtor, or what ways as a loan originator can you help people? So I'm going to throw that out at you, Josh, because I've heard you say it, right? Like I like to help people. I think this morning you talked about a goal. Hi, Kelly. You talked about a goal of helping 10 families a month to get into a home, right? So in what ways, if you put yourself in that mindset and somebody says, well, you're selling me a loan, how are you helping me? In what ways would you truly help people when you're selling them a loan?
What?
I'm totally putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. Okay. So I think that just like, because you already brought it up, used car salesmen, they kind of have this negative connotation. And if you're, depending on your age, you might have, our industry may have the same kind of negative connotation because people don't really understand what really kind of happened and what the government allowed, but that, things are in place, so those things shouldn't really happen anymore. But obviously there's good and bad people in every industry, but I feel that the way I come from, where my focus is from a genuine place of making sure that I'm honestly giving you're better off by talking to me and by me helping you getting into that mortgage, even if it's only going to be 3 years or if it's your last mortgage forever. Like, I want to put you in the very best possible situation. So I'm looking at, first off, your goals. Like, what are your goals? How long are you going to be there? Like, I'm not just going to stick you into a loan and be like, you're just like everybody else. Like, you're not just like everybody else. Like, you have hopes, you have dreams, you have aspirations, maybe to do investments down the road or retire at 45 or whatever. Like, it could be anything. I want to know what that is, and I want to be a part of you getting to that goal. And in turn, I'll be able to get some of the goals that I want to achieve by giving a good, valuable service and a good product that I was looking out for people. And in turn, hopefully they see the value in that, and in turn are like, just say, you know what, you got to go to Josh. He cares about the family. He cares about us. He asked us about our dreams and what we want to do. And he was able to just, provide so much value that we want to give back to him because he did such a great job, and we want our family and friends to experience what we did, because maybe they were taken advantage of before 2008, where everybody lost, like, so many people in America lost their homes. Like, he is not that bad person, or that just a deal. It's not about that. I want to help families, and I want to put them into a situation where they can grow and flourish. And a big part of that is, so many people want to own a house. I want to be a part of that.
I love it. And let's talk about the proof is in the pudding, right? Like, so if you were to look at your business and where your business has come from, how much of the deals that you have closed since you've left Quicken, because obviously Quicken's different because you were at a call center and you're getting calls in. Since you've been bringing in business on your own and really selling your services and not just the product of a loan at a call center, what percentage of the business you've closed would you say have come from friends, family, referrals, people that you know, versus, a stranger that you never talked to before they're calling you for their loan application? Unless it was like a referral, they're calling you because their friend told them to call you,
Right.
Or so you're calling them because a friend told you to call them.
At least 75% of the people that I've been able to get referrals from and close their loans have been from friends, family, my sphere, people that I've grown a relationship with, that they trust that I'm exactly what I said a moment ago is actually true, and then I have their best interests in heart, because I have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that I'm putting them in the best possible product, i.e. situation, for what they want. It's not about me. It's about what they want.
Yeah, right. And I'm taking it to the next level, right? Like you said earlier, about how you care and about how you truly want to make a difference, right? Because if you really want to make a difference, your business is going to grow. And any loan originator can use those words, fiduciary responsibility. Like, I took a test, I passed, whatever. True. But to you, what I see is it's how you care versus just that, I have a license, so I have a responsibility, right? It's because you care, so you take that responsibility to the next level, right? And that's really what it takes, in my opinion. If anybody's going to really grow business, anybody could go out and ask for business. But if you're going to grow your business through your sphere, take the risk of going out to people take the risk of asking for those referrals, take the risk of letting people know that you truly need those referrals, because that's how your business grows, right? You only want to work with people that you care about, right? And that are going to care about you, right? And if you're not getting referrals, then you're spending time on the streets, like pounding the pavement per se, right, to get the next deal. So you can spend the time giving people the best service possible, or looking for the next deal, right? So if you're getting referrals, you're going to be giving the next, giving them all that you got, right? And asking staying in that market, but taking the risk. Because again, if a friend or family member gives you a referral, are you going to treat that person any differently than you would treat the friend or family member?
No, they're going to be treated like gold. They're going to be treated like gold. Because
Yeah.
also, like, that friend or family member who gave the referral, like, they put their name on the line for me. So, like, it's huge for me.
Yeah. Right? So you would never want to hurt that friend or family member or have them get a bad reputation
Never.
because they gave a referral that didn't work out, right?
Right. Right.
So, yeah. So it's harder emotionally to build business through your sphere sometimes, but it's easier to convert and it's well more worth it. Because, if you're not working through your sphere, I call that, if you're working just transaction by transaction by transaction, instead of working, like you said, in helping the people, you're working in a way that I call it like a burn-in churn. It's like, okay, done, next, done, next, done, next. And you're constantly restarting your business, right? Again, this applies to any industry, whether it's you, Josh, as a loan originator, whether it's a realtor watching this, whether it's, like Danny Gardner's on here, she does taxes, right? Whether you're doing taxes, she sells her services, right? I don't care what it is. If you're selling your services, right, and you're treating people right, it's not going to be like, okay, I'm done next, done next, done next. It's building the relationships, getting the referrals, treating people right, and it becomes a business of sustainability versus constantly looking for the next, right? And doesn't everybody want sustainability, where business eventually will start coming to you by referrals instead of you constantly chasing that next deal, right?
Yeah, because that's not fun.
Yeah.
Chasing that next deal is not fun.
Right?
Not fun at all. I've done that.
Exactly. All right, Josh, so I'm going to put you on the spot because, we've been talking the whole time about talking to our sphere and taking that risk. How many people this week have you committed to reaching out to in your sphere?
50.
So if
50
you guys
people.
are watching this and Josh reaches out to you, you know why. You might be one of his 50. So answer that call.
Yes, answer the call.
Right? Hi, Brian.
Don't be hard on me.
Yeah. Right? And whether it's Josh or somebody else, if somebody reaches out to you that you know of, and they're either getting started in a new business or they want to talk to you about their business, know that they're taking a risk reaching out to you, right? Know that they're reaching out to you because you're one of the people that they consider important to them in their sphere. And be kind, right? Be kind and put yourself in their shoes and know they're taking that risk and be open. Oh, you're welcome, Brian. Yeah, I hope everything's going okay for you guys. I know it's probably a tough time. So Brian had a loss in his family recently. So I sent him a card. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Never easy to lose people you're close to, right?
No. Never.
So yeah. Brian, if I can do anything to support you, let me know and reach out. But so anyways, do you know Brian, Josh? He's
I don't think so.
Okay, he's an agent with Exit Realty. He's in the office in Brian. Is it Goodyear or Buckeye? I think the office is in Goodyear. So hey, Walter, thanks for joining. So we're kind of wrapping up. We've been talking about building business, reaching out to your sphere, taking a risk, talking to the people you know about what you're doing, asking for referrals, and asking them when it comes time and the time is right for their business to come to you, right? People want to work with people they know, like, and trust. They don't want to work with strangers. They want to know what you're doing, right? So thank you, Brian. Smiling and doing what I'm doing is easy for me.
When do you not have a smile on your face?
Right? Yeah. Life, right? Like, if I don't have a smile on my face, there's a problem. Or if I'm not laughing. If you didn't hear Ellicia Romo, there you go. That's what the office is. Yeah, if you don't hear me laugh, and if I go 15 minutes and I don't have some sort of giggle, laugh, chuckle, we might be in trouble. Even if I'm laughing at myself or my own jokes.
It's probably true.
So,
probably true.
Right. All right, Josh, anything else that you want to add? Because obviously, if 75% of your business has come from your sphere, right? People around you trust you. People around you like you. So what have you done to build that trust? Let's end it with something like that, like one tidbit that somebody watching who's also in business for themselves, who's also working on commission, can take away something they can do that maybe you have done, whether you've done it consciously or maybe even unconsciously, that have gotten your people to trust you enough to bring you their business.
Just coming from a place of just coming from a place of integrity on how I show up on a day-to-day basis, and I think that's huge on how just being true to myself and being able to come from a place where if I say I'm going to do something for a friend, you can better believe I'm going to do it. So it's coming from that place, and I think just over time, like trust is built by how people are watching you do the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's the biggest thing. So how I show up on how I live my life.
Awesome. So if you are watching this and you want to hear more from Josh or myself on building your business, working with your sphere, feel free to reach out to either one of us. You can find us obviously on Facebook. And Josh usually puts his business card in the comments after the show. So let's do that again, Josh, today, so that people can easily find you and easily reach out to you. And I'd say on that note, if you're on here, I challenge you to reach out to 5 people in your sphere this week and talk to them about your business. Maybe ask for a referral, ask for their business, or just have a conversation about so that they know what you do in case they don't already know. One line I like to use often is if they don't know what you do, and you're like a secret agent. And unless you're in the FBI or CIA, you're in the wrong industry if you're a secret agent.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today, Josh. Everyone on here, thanks for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to keep putting them in the comments. We're going to share this as a post, and we will come back and answer your questions and comments later on.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, bye.
Josh, wait. Tell them your phone number before we log out.
480-529-3826.
Awesome. All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.